How's it going? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome to Divide Et Impera, the Alexander campaign. So as you can tell by the title of the video and the background, Divide Et Impera have released a brand new campaign which focuses heavily on the life, or solely on the life of Alexander and his conquests as he goes from battle to battle, city from city, becoming the greatest conqueror known to the ancient world. And he is, a lot of fun to play as. So in this campaign, all you have to do is download the pack along with Divide Et Impera, which I'll leave down below in the description. It's super easy. You can just grab it on the workshop, and it basically allows you, as I said, to follow the conquest of Alexander, and I guess it even allows you to reforge his conquest. If you don't necessarily want to go east and you want to go and fight the Carthaginians and the Romans, I mean, there's nothing to stop you in this campaign. You can do exactly that. There is only one faction to play as, and that is Alexander himself. I'm not sure if they plan on adding in maybe the ability to play as Darius and the Persians, or maybe a few satrapies, or like other ways, maybe the Indians you could play as. I don't know if they're planning on adding any of that, but for now it is just Alexander, and he has some pretty insane campaign buffs, I'm not gonna lie. He gets Greek pride, which gives him morale against the Persians by 10%. 10% is quite a lot in Divide Et Impera. Also 10% movement range for all armies. That's absolutely insane. That's like the strongest ability in the game, because you can also stack that with general abilities and other stuff, which gets pretty goddamn crazy. You do also get a decreased public order penalty from foreign cultures. Obviously Alexander known for being a fairly welcoming guy to all cultures. You also get charge bonus for all cavalry with the Thessalians, and the only negative you get is major penalties with the Persians. So it's going to be very difficult to be friends with the Persians. However, yeah, the rest of these definitely do outwit it, and it for sure makes it, a very favourable campaign to go against the Persians anyway, with the extra morale bonuses. But maybe you'd want to peace out with them after taking, a bit of their land, because they do start off extremely large on the map. And I don't know if we'll actually be able to see them all because of a fog of war, but I'll be able to show you guys kind of around about where the Empire does land, because there are a few satrapies and other stuff in between us and the Persians, and the Persians aren't really Alexander's first goal in this campaign. You have to go ahead and conquer the Thracians to the north and kind of consolidate that. Luckily, luckily the rest of Greece has just been pacified. You've married your sister to the Epirus king, I believe, and the Spartans have, are pretty happy with you as you've taken out the Athenians. So your conquest is just ready to go. You just need to move north and pacify the Thracians to the north, and that is why you start off at war with them. So you're kind of just before that bit of going to war and kind of launching your assault into Asia Minor and the rest of the east. So after Philip's murders, many vassals have rebelled against the new king, while others eventually capitulate. The Thracian tribes have held out against Alexander, not for much longer. You get a ton of money, a nice little boost to your war chest. I believe there are a handful of scripts and other stuff that you're going to run across in this campaign that will go ahead and allow you to, really get a good feel of the Alexander campaign. So as you can see, this is our boy right here with his famous Alexander helmet. And yeah, he starts off with a pretty decent army. You start off with some silver shields, you start off with bronze shields, a handful of light infantry and hoplites, along with the 200-man cavalry units that Macedon get access to in Divide Et Impera, which is pretty gross. I should also probably mention what this video kind of is. So this video is like a showcase of the mod. We're basically just going to play 40 minutes, maybe have a battle. And if this video does really well, like we get 500 plus likes on it, which I know is quite a lot, but if we do, I'll continue on in a live stream or maybe even another video. Maybe, if we get 500 likes on this video, and as I said, I know that's a lot, I will go ahead and jump ahead until we're ready to launch our invasion into the east and bring it to you guys that way. So I guess first things first, we need to improve Alexander's army, and Divide Et Impera works off a population script. So every troop you recruit will go ahead and cost you population, and you can eventually run out of them people. I say eventually, you can run out pretty quickly of your military class. You can see we only have 4,600 military soldiers in Pella to recruit, and each of these populations are city specific, which will make it very interesting when you play as Alexander, because you're going to be conquering land all the way over here, which is completely Persian, meaning you're not going to be able to recruit Greek soldiers out in, out in these regions in the Far East. So you're going to have to be using a whole range of different and interesting units. So first things first, we need to go ahead and improve the army. So let's go ahead and pick up a couple more units of bronze shields. Having 6 pikes in the center to hold our line is going to be pretty goddamn useful. And then I think maybe we need some light infantry and probably a unit of light cavalry. I think wouldn't be bad. Or maybe some peltists as well. Alexander known pretty much for his peltists. So yeah, let's maybe, do we want the Thessalian cavalry, which is pretty good, heavy horse, or do we want just some Sarissa lancers, which have insane charge bonus? I mean, we already have a unit of Thessalians, so maybe let's pick up the Sarissa cavalry. And that'll be our army. That'll be a 20 stack, and we can literally just go off the war right away. Politically as well, something I should show off as well. You have all the major boys right here. You have our main one, Hephaestion. Unfortunately, I've tried to marry him to Alexander, but there doesn't seem to be any way to do so. You obviously have the Macedonian nobility, so you obviously got a pretty, a big boost of people, Cassander, and I think Ptolemy is here somewhere. Maybe he's up here. Yeah, Ptolemy's up here. And there's just, a whole bunch of Alexander's famous commanders that I imagine will, eventually be given armies. Obviously, Parmenion as well, right there. So I think first things first, we have to obviously look. Athens has been conquered, which is pretty nice. I think definitely boosting up Larissa and building something here would be nice. Warhorse Post Pasture is pretty decent because it increases our population and gives us a bit of money. And I believe we can go ahead and improve this to give us better war horses. So we could, you can upgrade it to have a master horse trainer, which gives some pretty nice bonuses to your cavalry that's recruited there. But I think for the most part right now, we probably need food. Oh, we have actually an okay amount of food because it is winter. Public order could also be an interesting one. But hey, yeah, screw it. Let's go ahead and just pick up some of that cavalry. We also have, we can improve our ports if we want to, but I think I'll leave all of this alone for now and maybe improve the aqueducts, because the aqueducts down here will be great. It will help out public order, and it will also give us a big sanitation boost and also help us improve our population so we can recruit more soldiers. That's kind of one of the biggest things you really want to focus on in the game, especially in the early game, is trying to get that population flourishing, especially the second class, because the second class is a very, very important. You need to make sure you have as many of that as possible, because right now we can only recruit 7,000 or 7,500 of our main proper Greek soldiers or Macedonian soldiers right now from these two provinces. So yeah, we need to try and get that up. We can recruit a handful of kind of other units. I'm sure if we hover over these dudes right here, you can see we have a bunch more of them, as they kind of come from a lower class than, say, do they? Yeah, they do. They come from a different class. So, yeah, we can obviously afford a lot less of them. So, diplomacy-wise, I think befriending the Spartans is going to be a great idea. Getting them on site pretty early and forming non-aggressions with them. I don't think consolidating Macedon and Greece is really that important, as long as they're friendly and not going to backstab us. That's perfect. And maybe they can even offer me a little bit of cash as well, which, hey, I wouldn't say no to. So we'll get non-aggression, trade, and military access, and maybe we can even use them to help us out in the wars as we go east. Obviously, you have Lydia here as well, one of the satrapies. And a whole bunch of other, other factions. You can see there a satrapy. I believe there's another satrapy right here, which we're going to have to try and break through. It also wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe try and befriend the Illyrians as well. So getting trade with them will be good. Maybe a non-aggression. No, I don't want to do a non-aggression, which is fine. We can obviously pay them maybe a little bit in the future. But yeah, befriending everyone here so we can just move and conquer is probably going to be our best plan of action. And maybe we can even marry, because I believe we have a couple more, sisters. We could maybe even marry off a few of these to the Spartan king, maybe. I don't know if that's an available option. Man, playing Rome 2 again, there's so many quality of life changes. I don't think there is a marriage option here, no. And they want to become my client state, surprisingly enough, the Spartans not wanting to bend the knee. But for now, I think that's a good kind of a good turn. Oh yeah, obviously technology as well. We'll just pick up this. And the turn, let it pass through. I'm assuming the Thracians will probably come out and maybe try and assault us. Not assault us in Pella, but move into our territory. They do own a lot of territory. And I kind of like the fact that they put you at this point, because definitely Divide Et Impera could have chosen to stick you just under like the beginning of your conquest. You know, leave Alexander like right, even though there's not a crossing here, but like stick Alexander here and maybe another couple armies around. But I like how they give you the ability to like build up and take your own path. So we will go ahead and finish off our army. I think it's going to be pretty good. It's going to give us the extra light infantry we need, 5 units of cavalry including general, a nice pike line, and some light hoplites as well on the flank. We've also got a few bonuses. So, oh yeah, I didn't even look at Alexander's stats as well. That's probably worth looking at, right? So we can see, if we take a look at him, he is a bruiser, which gives him a good bonus. He has he's intelligent. Yeah, he's a scholar, so he's pretty intelligent, and he is a clever strategist as well. So you can see the bonuses. These are like bonuses in Divide Et Impera, which improve and decrease depending on how things happen. You can see right here, if you have lower casualties and get a load of victories, you're more likely to get more bonuses with this and become like a master strategist and so on. Alexander also gets a ton of abilities to help him out. He's a strategist, which is really good. These are like randomized traits, so to get that is absolutely amazing. He'll be able to move absolutely miles. And he also has a mercy as well. Minus 10% resistance to foreign occupation, along with his other bonuses, will be very nice. So we have a lot of money as well, so maybe I should have spent some extra cash. I mean, getting a supply pit is probably pretty important, because there is supply in this game. Also, just getting an extra bit of food, some more growth. I mean, these supply pits take a long time to get. I think maybe just grabbing an amphitheater is awesome. I love the amphitheater. We could also get warhorse pens to improve our cavalry. But I think they're already good enough. I think getting the amphitheater is just so good because it gives you a 1% increase in the second class, which is our warrior class. And for the most part, you know, whilst we're fighting Thrace, whilst we're fighting Lydia, we're probably going to be drawing soldiers from Pella. And one of the really interesting things is that you need to replenish your soldiers as well. All replenishment comes from your cities. So, you know, I'm going to have to replenish these soldiers and keep them coming, and yeah, it's kind of going to be very, very interesting. We are currently unhappy, but that's just because the army is stationed in Pella. You can see that -9 public order because of that, and as you know, getting this amphitheater is going to help with that as well, which is, you know, pretty nice. Down here as well, we could again build an amphitheater to recruit more men. I don't think that's a bad idea, honestly. Having amphitheaters everywhere is pretty decent. Actually, I honestly do not like. I don't mind that. Because public order just like, because as we said, our army's going to be pretty far away from home, right? Throughout the majority of this campaign, our armies are going to be, you know, campaigning. I'm not going to be able to have, you know, stationary armies at home to deal with rebellions because, you know, my money is going to be spent elsewhere at taking land. So it's going to be very, very important we do conquer stuff. So the army should be ready to move out. Right, there we go. It is, what, spring? Yes, spring, so we should have just missed winter, right? Winter was last turn. I mean, oh my god, look at that movement range. Now, the question is, what would Alexander do in this situation? As we have, obviously, you know, multiple cities to take. They have the entire province of Thrace. Again, just a few troops. Troubled populace, where? Oh yeah, it's just because they dropped below 30, so we get an unfortunate debuff, a little bit of, you know, population hit. Which is bad, obviously, because it reduces our recruitable population, a little bit less tax. But it should be fine. As soon as we move Alexander out, the city should be getting happy, and then obviously as soon as this is done as well. We are losing a little bit of cash, but that's absolutely fine. I guess we march on of this province right here, hopefully avoiding any ambushes. Yeah, and it is probably fairly undefended. I imagine their army is going to be stationed at their walled city right here. So I was kind of contemplating going and smashing them here first, rather than taking casualties, taking out this. But this is a, you know, this is a silver province. It has mines here, so we can loot this and use it to fund our rest of our campaign. Alexander does look absolutely great as well. And as soon as this army is you know, it has conquered a bit of territory, I might try and rank up a general, because obviously you have all these other ones, very, very, very well-known generals, which all have their own, like, massive bonuses, whereas, like, yeah, you got Ptolemy right here, huge amount of buffs and debuffs, you know, kind of, you know, to speak to their character. Parmenion as well will be in here somewhere. Is this Hephaestion in here as well? You could use him to, yeah, you can just see there's a whole bunch of really, really cool characters. And they all look very nice as well. I'm using a bunch of mods, but I think for the most part, you're never going to need to recruit characters because, I mean, it is really expensive, but also you just have a bunch here. And that's also kind of something I like. Hopefully, it'd be really cool if they could add in some scripts to make the politics really interesting between, like, really get that power struggle of, you know, Alexander's generals trying to, you know, vie for his gratitude and try and gain power in his armies. To really kind of give it so that you are just like one big army rather than all these separate armies led by different commanders, which I do kind of feel like Total War does do quite a lot. Is you never really feel like you're on this massive campaign ever. So it'd be really cool. There you go. There's the Thracian army. And here's a question. Do we have to go back to Pella and you know, defend it? Or do we look to just to move forward, take the city, and then move back? Because we can reach Pella if we wanted to. And they will be able to siege Pella this turn. But I don't think they'll be able to breach the walls, right? So, arguably, we should be able to smash the city and make it back in time. So I think that's the risk. That is the risk that Alexander is going to have to take. They have a pretty big garrison, but it's trash units, so we should be able to run them down. We do take 15% casualties, though, which, as you guys know, is nothing to sniff at. But Alexander's first victory being secured right there. We have a few options. We could raise the settlement, we could sack it, we could loot it and take it, which would, you know, dramatically kill the population and create a lot of issues. Or we could just move on. I think I'm going to loot it, honestly. I never normally do this, but we're early on in the campaign that I think we can loot this for 9 grand. We're going to kill a large amount of the population here, and we're going to make the city basically, you know, at stage 1. However, I think that's going to be worth it. Luckily, we're replenishing here. I don't really know how. We must have I guess because it is quite close, yeah. We're going to absorb all that population on turn 1, and there's going to be no one here. And I guess we're going to have to start heading back right away, right? Yeah, so we're going to replenish. I don't know if we're even going to replenish, right? That's a problem. We might not actually replenish because there's no pop here. It might just say we are. Because it's all foreigners, and we need the military class. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that was the right decision. Defeating the Thracian army could have been more important, but that's absolutely fine. Alexander did also level up. He's also got Alexander's sword. You can get this in the normal campaign, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it allows him to do some pretty serious damage. Now we can start leveling him up as well. There's a bunch of really good, you know, abilities to go down. Stuff that gives you like less empire maintenance, stuff that gives you massive movement range, stuff that makes his cavalry really good. You know, stuff that gives him loads of replenishment. I think we're playing Alexander. We have to go down the warrior route, right? We have to make it so that his cavalry and his infantry are just absolutely amazing. Also, actually, feasibly as well, this would have not been a bad one as well, getting the defender and the attacker, because they all give some pretty good bonuses, just a straight up 9% bonus. But let's go down the cavalry boost. We'll improve that because we do have a fair amount of it. Nice, we've upgraded that as well. We'll take the upkeep really quickly. And then I guess, yeah, we will end the turn again. We've met a bunch more people. Let's see if we can secure trade with them. We can secure trade with a handful of the tribes to the north. Because once again, I don't want to fight them. I really, really don't. So if we can just trade with them, maybe get a few non-aggressions. That's kind of ideally what we want to do. So the Thracians, I assume, are going to march on Pella. But they might fall back. Seeing that they've lost their settlement, they may realize that, you know, they're going to push forward and siege Pella, which is what I expected to do. And it's fine because Alexander should be able to make it back to Pella this turn. However, it is winter, which is something I didn't really... Oh, no, it's not winter. We must have just had winter. Food shortages in Macedon because obviously we're under siege. And yeah, as you can see, we did not actually replenish. I think we do make it back in sight. Oh, no, that's not good. We might not actually make it back in time. And I might have to actually... I'm definitely going to merge these guys. Yeah, let's definitely merge some of our cavalry. We can even pick up some mercenaries if we need to. Yeah, we do have 15 grand sitting there. So I think the rest of the infantry is fine. Yeah, I think, you know, we're a little bit depleted, but we do have a stronger infantry. I'm hoping... I don't know. I don't think we make it back in time. We might actually lose Pella because there's no forced march in this game either. I mean, what does Pella's garrison look like? Not great. I mean, it's the AI. We'd probably be able to win it. But I guess we're just going to have to see. We've got a few constructions being done. I think that was, yeah, the fountain's still being produced. Yeah, the cavalry. Now the question is, what do we want to do? I guess we want to improve the warhorse. Yeah, I think we want to go down that route, even though it's probably not the most sensible. We're playing Alexander, right? So let's do that. Let's improve the cavalry, and I guess as well we do have a spare slot. So just pick up some. Let's just pick up some extra some javies to aid us on the front line, because our pike should be able to hold it. So I think they are going to siege me, and Alexander's not going to make it back in time, which is like a massive shame. Because if they take the capital, obviously it's going to be a huge blow. I gambled, and the gods were not on my side this day. Are they going to do it? No, they didn't. They're sieging for another turn. The fools! I mean, we are starving now, which is not good. And we're about to have a rebellion in Thrace, but again, we killed everyone here, so it's fine if we lose it. Killing the Thracian army is more important. So let's move in now. We will take them, and now the battle lines are drawn. We do get the reinforcements of the garrison. And again, this is a battle we will fight. We will engage the Thracian army on the battlefield to lift the siege of Pella and break them. We are outnumbered, we are slightly depleted, but the quality of our new model army, our father has forged this force for us to bring to bear. And I think we'll be able to do it. I think we'll wipe the floor with their spear infantry. They've got a few of these guys are pretty decent. Like, you know, these guys are pretty good. The Thracian swords are decent. And their cavalry, but, you know, their cavalry will just get outmatched by Alexander himself. And with the reinforcements, we should have around about 6,000 men, which should definitely be plenty to, to beat back our opponents on this battlefield. We'll have to keep an eye on the... Oh, it's storming as well. Do we want to fight in the storm? No flaming arrows. I think that's fine, right? Take longer to recover fatigue. I'm sure it's fine because I attacked them, so maybe we should have waited. Pretty flat battlefield, to be honest. Or not flat, but we can both probably end up fighting here in the thunderstorm. Now the question is, do we wait for reinforcements? I think we just form up, and if they charge us, then they charge us. So one of the really cool things is about Divide Et Impera is there is a maximum drag units on pikes and hoplites. So for example, this is literally the most pikes can be dragged out, which makes it very effective when you are coming to outflanking them, and I think fighting with them and against them, it makes them feel a lot more like the unit they actually are. They also look amazing. So what are these guys? Are these our bronze shields? Yeah, these are our bronze shields. Then we have our silver shields as well, with their silver shields looking very awesome as well. They've actually got, obviously are not equipped with that long sarissa by the looks of it.
Bronze shield pikes.
Unlike our pikemen, so these are more like hoplites more than anything else. So let's do that, and then we'll stick kind of lighter hoplites on the wings of our formation, and then we'll stick our light infantry probably all on the right flank. I think I want to just smash in with that light infantry. We have a handful of javelins, which can kind of again go on that flank. A few missile units, nothing to write home about, but they are Cretan archers. And then our cavalry, I'll stick the main portion of our cavalry there, and then I'll take the elite sacred squad and stick them right there. And then obviously we also have our reinforcements coming in as well, so I think that should be perfect. So we need to advance, but we will advance slowly. And again, I want to try and avoid that woodland if I can, because the woodland will be, you know, treacherous to fight over. Hoplites and phalanxes don't really fight very well when it comes to fighting downhill or, you know, kind of through woodland or anything. We're much better on the open, flat terrain, whereas the Thracians would probably definitely benefit from that. So I want to try and get in front of this terrain if I can help it. Obviously, there's line of sight as well, which is a pretty major issue. We'll obviously just get all these reinforcements to get the hell over here as fast as possible. Might also not be a bad idea to send out the cavalry to scout. Yeah, let's send out the Thessalian cavalry, and also I'm just going to ungroup everyone. Screw it. Yeah, let's send out the Thessalian cavalry and maybe send out Alexander. We need to try and get on top of this hill as quickly as possible before before the Thracians are upon us. Now, I'm hoping the Thracians will sit back because we attacked them and we have greater numbers, which will give me, you know, perfect amount of time to form up my formation and push on. But they still are not coming into view. We need to get over this hill and out of the shrubbery. As you can see, it's very thick. I mean, maybe the Thracians are hiding in this forest back here. definitely could be the case. I don't really know why there we go. Still no sight of their army. They must be sitting all the way back then. Yeah, they must be sitting back here or in the forest, which is fine. It'll give us time to form up. So let's form up. I will reorder the battle line with our new reinforcements, and then we'll get ready to, yeah, advance upon them. Okay, so we are kicking off with a battle. I've advanced forward my pikemen, and they're going to come forward and try and harass me with some cavalry. It seems like the Thracians are out for combat. However, they're going to get very, very close. Obviously, hitting my pikemen is a good idea, but that's going to put them in range of my archers, and everyone's going to hit that. I'm going to quickly form up my phalanx because it does offer a little bit more protection for my pikemen with them shields in that formation. And hopefully I'll be strong enough just to bring these guys down. It seems like for the most part they are going heavy on my flank, so Alexander's going to have to bring back, and I might have to commit maybe a few more infantry. You can see I already have some infantry bringing their way over here. But yeah, for the most part they are coming in fast, so I'm going to have to probably dispatch my cavalry over here. I guess I want to advance my pike line to get engaged with them as soon as physically possible, right? Because the sooner we engage, the sooner I wipe them apart. I should probably advance these guys in. I'm probably also going to commit these light axes over onto this side as well. Already the cavalry is here, just coming around my side. With all the arrow fire, though, we are just disrupting their battle line. You can see these guys going down very quickly. Pikes down, boys. Boys, pikes down, please, for the love of God. Okay, you can just hold the line there then. Yeah, these guys are just turning. You guys are formed up as well in hoplite formation. So one of the really, really fun things in Divide Et Impera as well with hoplite combat is that you actually have to manipulate it in your favor. So you can sit stationary and the hoplites will just hold the line. You can click once and the hoplites will move forward and attack in their hoplite wall. Or you can click twice if you go... And then now the hoplites will advance. They will step forward, fighting the entire way. So I'll double click with this unit. I think there you go. And you'll see them slowly advancing. There you go. They're advancing further forward into the enemy battle line. So it's a really interesting way of approaching it. Everywhere else I am getting smashed because I'm trying to talk and commentate at the same time. For the most part, our archers should be winning. Yeah, just smash their archers, get them off the field. Yeah, kill their archers. These guys should be able to come round now. I guess we can commit maybe a few more axes. We do have a lot of axes, and these are all plebs, so they're not really any good. We just basically want to retreat back with our cavalry because they've got a lot of infantry. I should have followed Alexander's tactics right and committed some... should have committed some light infantry with my cavalry. It would have been very beneficial for us. But yeah, our pikes are... There's not even going to be a challenge really for our pikes to win this. They do rear charge me though here, which is going to be... Oh my god, these guys aren't even pike wall. What the hell are they doing? Quickly form your pike wall, and if you can, reform. They're going to get slaughtered trying to reform, but I think it's for the best. Get your asses over there. Yeah, there we go. Where's Alexander? Alexander should be diving into the enemy formation. Yeah, there you go, Alexander. Form your wedge. You've got Inspire, you've got Rally, you've got everything at your disposal. We can also send our light infantry as well over there, our hoplites. Yeah, you guys get over here. Our archers can just continue to hit their missiles. That'd be really, really good if we can just break up their archers completely. Yeah, these Thracian swords are like our biggest worry right now because they're getting pretty close into combat. You can see our pike formation is starting to break, but we've just formed up this one, and we should be able to take these guys on. Got some pikes forming up against their cavalry, a lot of slinger fire coming in, and now they can push in, and we can actually finally engage this cavalry by itself, and all this sword infantry as well can come flying in, which is really what we wanted to have happen. Even though they are just crappy, we can throw in our cavalry and can hopefully just completely wipe them away, as the front line should just be able to hold. Yeah, the hoplites are going to be basically impenetrable from the front. Obviously, our elite silver shields not going to break anytime soon. I mean, man, that looks amazing. I love seeing the pikes in the distance as well, as the silver shields do fight on against the lightly armoured Thracians. We've got the rest of the infantry forming up. We've got the light infantry coming around as well. Alexander himself is ready to smash into the enemy formation and break them up, obviously. We did engage some of their light infantry here with our Thessalians. And again, but it should be enough to finish them off, even though we are slightly engaged now. It should be fine. And we do have more infantry coming over. Whatever happened to this axe infantry? Oh, they're just engaged there. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's make our way in now then. Keep on pushing. And let's have Alexander charge the enemy ranks. I mean, we could charge the enemy general. That's not a bad idea either. These pikes are formed up as well. Yeah, let's charge the enemy general. Why not? And we should be able to drop a rally, maybe? No, nowhere near. That's fine, though. With these guys moving in, I'm not going to stick them in phalanx formation. I just don't think it's going to be that useful, especially when we're smashing in the side. I think we're going to be much better off coming around the sides with these guys and causing issues. So let's go ahead and jump in as Alexander. God, this cavalry is so deadly. And we'll be able to hit the enemy general from the back. Hopefully just breaking him on the charge almost. You can see Alexander as well in his purple cape leading the front line. And we should be able to drop a juicy little Inspire right there, rallying some of the infantry. Got more men coming over to help out if we need it. God, yeah, this unit of Greek militia are actually getting close to breaking, which isn't good. Seems like we're going to have to push into maybe some of our lighter axes. Cavalry should be close to breaking that. Our general is fighting bravely, but going to be winning pretty soundly. And then obviously this flank is going to just dissipate now that our light infantry is behind it. So yeah, I think it'd be really fun if they made this campaign. I'll go back up to normal speed now as well. I think it'd be really fun in this campaign if they made it so that you could play as the Persians and have like a Macedon v Persian campaign. That'd be really, really fun, I think. Man, it annoys me so much that there is no guard mode in this game. Also, cannot believe that our hoplites actually broke in this battle. I mean, maybe I'm just shooting a lot of them. I don't know. Give a light hoplites in. Probably don't want to be charging against these Thracians here. Yeah, mainly light infantry, and Alexander's unit is doing what Alexander does best, right? And it's the same with pikes as well. So, for example, if I do want to advance forward with my pikes, I have to double click. So let's go ahead and give him a double click. All the javelins coming in as well, causing so much damage on them. Yeah, I think that's going to probably be all she wrote. They have broken me in the center, but we have... Wow, but where the hell are these guys going? What just happened there? It's been a little while since I've played Divide Et Impera, but that should not be happening, right? I should not be losing an entire unit of phalanxes. It annoys me so much that there's no guard mode in this godforsaken game. Like, why is that there? I mean, there is actually. Oh, they added it in, didn't they? I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. There wasn't, though, for the longest amount of time, right? But they recently added it in. Everyone on guard mode, please. We've finally broken that, which is perfect. We can come smashing in, so we'll send the Thessalians in to help win us our battle over here. Alexander has not broken the enemy general quite yet, but hopefully soon. We've completely smashed this flank. You guys cannot be on guard mode, though. Keep on pursuing them, please. Their general is now broken, so we can go after these guys. Now we just need to reform up. So let's get off of phalanx mode and make our way over. You archers, I think I shot a lot of my men in this battle, and that's kind of why the majority of them broke. But then let's just take the remainder of our cavalry with the support of the arrows, and yeah, it should be plenty enough to break them. And you can see a large amount of them is breaking. And I mean, honestly, we do want to probably try and chase them down as much as we can, because you know this army is going to have to rebuild, and we do need to conquer a lot of territory in that time. Luckily, though, we are going to be at Pella, and Pella has a decent amount of population, so we should be able to replenish very nicely. The general didn't actually die, though, so Coitus is alive still. Unfortunately, the rest of his men won't be right there, and that should be it, right? Just breaking this should be enough to mass rout them with the cavalry in. Yeah, I'd say we took some pretty heavy casualties in this battle. Obviously, a lot more than if I was just playing or streaming this, but I think that's fine, you know. We smashed the Thracian army. I'm sure they'll probably be able to muster another one. We've taken their province in the north, even though it's going to rebel. We can kill the rebellion, that's fine. And we can always, you know, take the spoils of war and move on from this. So once again, we'll use Alexander's units just to smash into their lines and hopefully finish them off. Yeah, there you go. Majority of their army is just breaking. Alexander should be enough to finish this off. Yeah, you can see a large amount of their soldiers just fleeing. The victory is ours. Fairly clean. Alexander proving his worth this day. Getting some good chevrons as well. So leveling up these guys in these Thracian campaigns is probably going to be pretty useful. Leveling up Alexander himself. Leveling up the army, the Stratios. We'll just have a battle as well. Overall, a decisive victory. We only ended up losing about a sixth of our force. Just over a sixth of our force. Whereas we basically wiped out the entire enemy army. Killing a huge amount of their forces. You can end up see we actually ended up doing a decent amount of friendly fire in this game. Alexander himself getting over 600 kills, or close to. And that just really goes to show the strength of these Macedonian general units. I found out the easy way in my head-to-head with Darren. Just having 200 men in an elite cavalry unit is just a lot. And they're not even that much more expensive than normal other cavalry. You know, Macedon definitely have that advantage going for them. The Silver Shield's doing pretty okay, 134 kills, which is not bad. Pikes maybe could have done better, but I haven't microed Pikes in forever, so it's probably on me right there. We can decide to enslave them, release them for the most amount of money, or just kill them. Sure, let's I kind of do need money right now. Let's release them, because we might be able to maybe consolidate Thrace as well into a city-state or something. Our army leveled up as well, which is perfect. That's going to be great. Oh, and we have some extra bonuses, so these are new. Hellenic exporters giving... Oh, wow, that's amazing. 12% upkeep and recruitment costs. That's huge. Or just huge bonuses for them. Man, all of these are so good. So good. I guess we'll pick up the Hellenic exporters for now. All of Greece will support our, endeavors. Because that's... Oh, we get another one as well. We'll just pick Alexander's Chosen as well. We'll pick both of them. That's going to save us so much money as we continue to progress. And I think also, I want to upgrade this to a proper barracks as well. So now that the barracks goes up, we'll be able to basically recruit everything we need to recruit, for the rest of the game. These only really offer more population growth and other stuff. And that's another really good thing about the military barracks, is it gives you a lot of soldier class. So we should be able to chase them down, which we will do. I want this army completely taken care of. We will make sure we chase them to the ends of the earth and finish off. And it also gives a little bit more extra XP as well. And it gives us opportunities to get extra household stuff. And again, we'll just release them for the extra gold. As you can see, Alexander leveled off of that, so it's pretty decent to pick up. So, we can give Alexander maybe some better cavalry again. I think that's a good idea. And then maybe we want... Because this is only defense for sword infantry, and... they're not sword infantry, the main part of our army. So I think maybe skilled tactician will be good. Because this is just melee skill for all units. We could also improve our archers, a lot. Or we could just make him into like a commander of men as well and get this one right here, which gives him loads of movement range and morale. But I just don't think that's that important. We already get loads of movement range, but morale is actually pretty nice, I guess. Having our men not break, I kind of feel like that's Alexander in a nutshell. So we should replenish now, but we need to make sure we head our way home because we're going to obviously get a rebellion here. And I think even untaxing them is not going to prevent that. So we're going to rebel. It's fine. This army should be able to make its way north and, engage the settlement before that happens. And we have 9 grand now, so we could make some upgrades. But we've already got a lot of upgrades on the go, so I'm going to let that just fire. Any more diplomacy we can do after that? Hopefully these guys as well like it that we're releasing people from the Thracians. For the most part, I think that's just the end of the turn. Alexander should now replenish. You can see the rebellion in the north should be fine to deal with. We can let that grow for like 2 turns. Unless it attacks me straight away, then we're going to have to rush north and deal with it. Oh, nice. They actually came in and attacked my rebellion for me. Can't complain there. And now the Spartans are asking for a defensive alliance. Now, the question is, do we take this? I don't feel like we do, because I don't want to get dragged into any wars that Sparta gets themselves into. And I also don't want to give them 1,600 gold. So I think we do actually say no there. Even though, obviously, yes, they do attack me. That's unfortunate, honestly. That really is. The generals look really cool as well. Look at that. The generals look awesome. But Alexander should be able to make it here next turn. Unless it's winter, then he might not be able to. We lose all our trade agreements as well. That's unfortunate. Yeah, he can make his way there. The annoying thing is, though, he won't replenish when we move. And we're going to have to, like, take this, run back to Pella. So we can take this back. It's like a game of cat and mouse in Divide Et Impera. But that's fine. We can take this because I really don't want them to move in and take it. We'll occupy it this time. And then I guess... Does military presence help here? Because we've just conquered it? No, it doesn't. So I'll make our way outside the city. Yeah, there's no one we can recruit obviously local units, but we could pick up some mercenaries maybe. So I think we stay here for a turn. We go on to... Oh, we can't do that as well, the status. It's fine. More morale would not be bad, honestly. But let's go and pick up some civic stuff really quickly. Food is also slightly an issue, so maybe building... I mean, the harbour is so nice because Macedon gets bonuses, right, from trade, and I actually get more money from livestock, which isn't bad. And lots of money from wealth. From industry, sorry. So it's pretty good getting like stuff that improves industry. Yeah, something like a shipwright gives us extra money. We get an extra 20% because of Pella. So like each city in Divide Et Impera has its own set of stuff. So for example, this settlement here is pretty bad at trade and taxing. But it's pretty good at, you know, farming and industry. You'll get bonuses, and also has a few other bonuses as well. We do desperately kind of need more food though. I mean, Athens is one that normally really benefits from trade. Yeah, so I kind of want to save that, right? Kind of want to save this for a commercial port, but food is an issue. That's fine. For now, we will ignore that. I need to find somewhere else where I can make food. But for now, it's fine. Maybe Pella will just have to suck it up and get a fishery for the extra, what, 5 food? That's a lot, yeah, sure. We'll get some extra food there. Once again, let's end the turn. I'm lucky that the Persians haven't, like, just straight up declared war on me with Lydia and stuff. Maybe we can wait a little bit and hopefully avoid having to deal with them. Oh my god, the Thracians already have another army. That is really, really bad for us, honestly. We're going to have to spam out another army as well, I think, down in Pella. God, I can't believe they already have another army formed. I thought we'd be able to be one and done with them, but I guess, you know, it is... oh no, we got Plague as well. Please don't say him Alexander's army. Oh no!
Ready for orders.
Oh, that is the worst possible thing that ever could have happened. Literally the worst possible thing that ever could have happened. And on that note, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the episode on this Divide Et Impera. If you guys want to see another episode of this, 500 likes and I'll make another video, and I'll do it so we're a little bit further ahead. If you guys want to see us continue on from this point, let me know in the comments down below. But hopefully you enjoyed it. It's going to be a tricky one. We're going to have to give up the north for sure. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably build another army. So also let me know who you think should command the next army, whether it is Ptolemy or, you know, one of the other generals. Do let me know in the comments down below, and I'd be more than happy to, to take some of your advice. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.